we have a problem. Back before the year 2020, before a specific unnamed pandemic raged all across not just the US, but the entire world, obviously things will never be the same again. I had a pretty easy ritual Monday through Friday, right? I wake up at 8:15, get shower, get dressed. I typically don't eat breakfast, so I skip that part of the meal, which is kind of important. Take my laptop and my business backpack, and then take my gym bag, aka tennis bag, into my car, go to work, play tennis and or work out afterwards, and go back. But because everything's a lot more remote now, things have changed ever since I started being employed again in March of this year, like literally 2 weeks ago. Lo and behold, I was unemployed from the beginning of 2023 all the way through the middle of March because my contract did not get renewed. And I was working on a website, tennisrepo.io, which is now shut down because Microsoft Azure, which I made custom code for using Blazor, which is a Microsoft tech stack, was charging me about $450 to $500 a month, and that's just not sustainable at this point in time. But more on that in a future video. So on top of just having mental and physical issues because of the pandemic of the year 2020 and beyond, and also being unemployed in most of the first quarter of 2023, I was kind of in a rough patch, but I'm a lot better now. And I did have a few travel itineraries that I'll share with you guys at a future date. And if you guys are on my Discord, link down in the description below. It's freaking awesome. I can't wait for that. But the idea of being remote has its advantages. Let's just talk about the pros right now. One, being a tennis player, and I play almost every single day on top of working out, I have the ability to basically work anywhere remotely, given some constraints, wherever I want. I'm not typically exactly going into the office. What I typically like to do is I like to work in the morning at this office space of mine, and then during lunchtime or shortly after lunch, assuming traffic doesn't hit around 4:15, go to the tennis club that I'll be playing tennis at, finishing up work there, and then playing tennis. So I'm not sitting in traffic an extra 15 to 30 minutes, and I don't have to rush. Dodging traffic is such a blessing. I'm not exactly gonna be wearing business clothes if I'm just sitting at a lobby or an open office at my tennis club / gym when I get my work done with my coworkers. I'll be wearing something similar to this. So on top of that, I'm probably carrying my MacBook Pro and my work laptop, pretty slim laptops, relatively speaking. So it's actually really nice laptops for the Dell that they gave me at work. And MacBooks, even though I hate Apple, fantastic for editing and photo editing, or video editing and photo editing. No laptop is really going to fit in any type of tennis bag. It's just not gonna happen. Tennis bags, typically speaking, are made for holding tennis bags and tennis related equipment. So don't get me wrong, like obviously I want a specific backpack of mine or a specific bag of mine at this day and age to be holding not just laptops, but also tennis equipment as well, specifically tennis rackets. Also with having compartments for water bottles, over grips, and miscellaneous, maybe not necessarily cameras and camera lenses, but camera related stuff like memory cards, possibly even tripods. A friend of mine actually reached out to me and was able to solve all of these problems. Game changer. I'm able to fit both of my laptops in here, and it holds up to 3 rackets. Right now it's just 2, just because I was messing around, and these are not my real tennis rackets. It's just placeholder because I got back from the tennis club a little earlier than expected. It holds up to 3 tennis rackets, 2 laptops, generous space, and just stuff like water bottles, has compartments for over grips, small miscellaneous stuff like rubber bands, and has more than enough room to have 2 or 3 pairs of clothing if you guys want to switch up clothing between the gym and possibly even more casual wear if you're just driving from point A to point B. And what's really nice about this is that although it's not out yet, there is a Kickstarter down in the description below for you guys to check out for obviously a hefty discount. And in all honesty, for this day and age where post-pandemic, a lot of professionals such as myself, a lot of weekend warriors well, not weekend warriors, a lot of tennis amateurs that take tennis very seriously and try to play almost every single day and are able to work remotely should really look at a backpack such as this. The link for the Kickstarter is not affiliated by me, so I'm not getting any money for you guys clicking on it. I would just highly suggest you check out the Kickstarter. It's a really good deal. It's a really high quality backpack, and I would not be making this video without it. And the most important part is that it has solved the issue of how am I gonna fit laptops and other professional everyday equipment for my business, my 9-to-5, into in a compartment. And honestly, this is damn near perfect. So if you guys haven't already, do me a favor, hit like, hit subscribe, and stay tuned for more vlog stuff that's gonna be not in the continental US. I don't wanna spoil it. I'm taking 3 massive trips. One, next week, I'll be going to a foreign country to play tennis tournaments. The second one is gonna be May 7th through May 14th, which is gonna be in Europe. And then the final one, at least in my radar, is gonna be sometime in July for possibly the Grand Slam with a dear friend of mine. So, as always guys, happy hitting.